Hello everybody and welcome to GameSpot Presents Now Playing. I'm Sean McInnes and I'm currently joined by Adrien Cho, producer from BioWare, and Adrien is going to show us a bit of Mass Effect 2 today. Adrien, how are you doing, my friend?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing very well. So let's talk about the demo that we're going to look at today. It's roughly 12 or so minutes from the game. It's not like the very beginning of the game as we traditionally do on Now Playing. It's sort of a select highlight of the game. We're actually going to go on a tour of the Normandy, right?
That's right, we're going to show you some of the new areas in the Normandy 2. It's actually a much bigger ship than the first one.
Okay.
I'm going to show you some of the cool areas you can go visit, some of the new features we have implemented, and then from there we're going to show you, we go to a prison ship to acquire a new teammate. And so it's a place called Purgatory. We'll fly down there and we'll start things off.
All right, yeah, let's go ahead and start with our guided tour of the Normandy here. So where are we right now?
So right now we're actually in Shepard's quarters. We've actually given Shepard a nice personal space, you know, like after killing a bunch of enemies, you know, he needs a place to rest.
Right.
So this is actually a really unique area because we're able to kind of give the player a lot of information about the ship. There's a terminal to access a lot of information.
Okay.
And now this is actually kind of a cool thing. There's a, this is kind of a cabinet, and you can, you know, throughout the game acquire like model ships. And so it's kind of a neat place to kind of see all the different kind of things you can collect. Right now I think we have the newest Normandy in there. You can also see your achievements.
There's his computer where he checks his Facebook.
Yeah, that's right. Email, you know, Mom, I'm doing okay. Survived that last battle. This is a fish tank. You know, later on in the game you can actually get fish. You have to feed them. And there's actually some other surprises I'm not going to talk about too much. Here is really cool. There's a new sound system that you can actually go through some of the tracks.
Oh, nice.
So for people who are big fans of the orchestra, the soundtrack, they can actually play it in their room, kind of chill out, relax. This is the armor locker. We've actually improved the inventory system a lot. So in this place, you can actually customize how Shepard looks, both casual and in his armor, I guess.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you can switch between all the different armors. We'll show you that specifically a little bit later on.
And the fish tank, probably my favorite part of this area.
Oh yeah,
it's a it's definitely a bachelor pad.
Yeah, so you know, this is where all the magic happens, you know, and you know, and maybe Shepard will bring you know, a few friends over later on in the game. So I'm going to jump over to the crew quarters, and I'll show you a bit different part of the ship. So this is the crew deck. This is actually where you can find you know, the ship's huge, so obviously you have a lot of people kind of doing all kinds of different jobs on the ship, and you can actually come in and meet with them and, you know, see what they're all about. Here's some crew members talking about their personal lives. You know, the really cool thing is in every part of the ship you actually get this really good view of all the different aspects of the ship, and this is the core. This is actually the heart of the Normandy. And we'll go down there and, pretty soon. But you know, it's pretty cool that you get these little windows, and so you always get a good sense that this is a, you know, a very fully functional warship. You know, I'm gonna pop into the girls' bathroom really quickly.
Why not? You're there.
Not? Yeah. You know,
there are no sexual harassment laws in the 23rd century?
Yeah. If you notice, it actually detected that I was a male and I shouldn't be in there. And that's Edie. She's kind of like the brains of the Normandy. So she's kind of saying, Shepard, you know, what are you doing in the girls' bathroom? You know, this should look actually very familiar. The new Normandy is actually, you know, very much based off the first one, but it's a little bit bigger. You know, again, some areas will seem very familiar. In here is Miranda. She's got a private room as well, so you can go in there and talk to her. And then there's a little kitchen area. You know, dude's just kind of relaxing. Chiropods. But yeah, altogether, you know, the Normandy is you know, massive. Here's the med lab, and some old familiar faces.
And so between missions, you can go and talk to your squad mates, and that's how you sort of like expand on their characters a bit more than you would find in the story conversations.
Yeah, during the missions, like sometimes it's all really about action. You're busy killing people, so this kind of offers you an opportunity to get to know, you know, your team a bit more.
Okay.
We've already
Another
shown
bathroom.
Yeah. So now I'm going to pop back down to to show you the core. So this is the engineering deck. This is where this is how the ship runs basically. And I'm going to show you the core of the Normandy.
Oh wow!
So this is what powers it, drives it, gets you through all the different places and all the different locations you can fly to in Mass Effect 2.
Is it safe for Shepard to be breathing in that blue smoke right now?
Shepard's he's a pretty tough cookie.
He's a resilient guy.
Yeah, but this is a really awesome environment. It's really powerful. But you can just kind of hear the engine kind of humming, and I guess the whole point is you really want to go visit all different parts of the ship. You're going to meet tons of different characters, and you can kind of talk to your crewmates a bit more. But I'm going to go back up to the flight deck now, and I want to talk to the pilot, a familiar face. So here we're at the CIC, the Combat Information Center. This is where you make all the important decisions as Commander Shepard. Where you're going to fly off to. Here's the galaxy map. There's also the private terminal again, in case you have to check Facebook out really quickly. You have a new helper here. I'm going to go talk to Joker really quickly.
Okay.
You can kind of see, this is really cool too. If you're not at the galaxy map, it actually pops up an image of the ship. It gives you kind of real-time status of how the Normandy is doing, any upgrades you're going to be making on it. So we want to feed all that information in a very logical way to the player, and also very visually interesting. So Joker again is at the helm of the ship. I wouldn't have anyone else fly it.
Commander.
I assume everything is going well up here?
Good for now. Fractured my thumb on the mute, but I think I made my point.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
So he's doing well. He's making sure we fly to all the right destinations.
Bones are just as brittle as ever.
Well,
Spoilers.
Joker's, he's undergone some interesting character transformations in the sequel as well. So it's not always about Commander Shepard. There's going to be some recurring faces, and their storylines evolve as well in the sequel. Now, this is kind of like the armory section of the Normandy, and this is where you can kind of prep up before your mission. We've actually really fixed and improved upon the inventory system. We've shown you a bit of the armory locker up in his room, and this is the weapons locker, and this is where you can actually go through and take a look at all the weapons that you've acquired. Again, here's some new heavy weapons that we've introduced to the game. So it makes it a whole lot more easy, intuitive for people to kind of go through all the stuff that they collect, and definitely all the weapons that they can acquire throughout the game. Here's another view of the armory. This is the briefing room. This kind of is the communications hub for Shepard, and this is how he actually interacts with the Elusive Man. And we've also introduced kind of a new navigational assistant, and her name is Edie, and she's voiced by Tricia Helfer, and she's going to kind of tell the player exactly what room Shepard's in, what's its function, what you're supposed to do there.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the FTL communications room. In addition to interfacing with the FTL comm network, Normandy is fitted with a quantum entanglement communicator linked to the Elusive Man's office. This allows lag-free communication even when you operate off the comm grid.
So that's really good, for the players who want to find out more about how the technology works. They can investigate. Now I'm on a mission, so I want to go pick up a squad mate of ours, potential squad mate. We're going to be going to a prison ship called Purgatory, and there's a subject that we're going to look to acquire. Her name's Subject Zero, and I'm going to go back to the galaxy map and plot a course, and we're going to fly to the Purgatory.
All right, let's head right there. No pit stops in the ladies' restroom.
Yeah,
there's a message waiting.
It's all business now.
Private terminal. I believe it's from Admiral Anderson.
So this is kind of old familiar galaxy map. We're going to fly in, enter orbit. To give me a little bit of detail about the location that we're going to fly into. If we think this is the place we want to go, then we're going to dock. So these new loading movies give the player a lot more information about the game. In this case, we're actually showing off some information about the Normandy. They're a lot more interactive, and as much as I like the elevators, I guess some people got a little bit too tired of the banter. So I'm going to select my squad, who's going to join me on the mission. I've got Miranda and Jacob. They're 2 Cerberus operatives. Shepard's working with this organization called Cerberus for the second game. So we're going to meet the Warden. We just landed on his little piece of hell. And he's not he's an interesting character.
Yeah.
So we're going to meet up with him and see what this ship's all about.
All right, let's do it.
Welcome to the Purgatory, Shepard. Your package is being prepped and you can claim it shortly. As this is a high-security vessel, you need to relinquish your weapons before we proceed.
Screw you, I'm Shepard.
I like that option.
I go wherever I want to in the galaxy.
I'll relinquish 1 bullet. Where do you want it?
Everyone stand down. Commander, I'm Warden Kirill, and this is my ship. Your weapons will be returned on the way out. You must realize this is just a standard procedure.
You know what? I'm a pretty badass kind of guy. I don't have to listen to anyone, so...
I'm not surrendering my gun. Period.
Ooh, staring
Let them
contest.
proceed. Our facility is more than secure enough to handle 3 armed guests.
Let's go.
Cell Block 2. As you can see, we keep tight control over the population.
So keep all the prisoners in these cells. And if anyone falls out of favor with the Warden, they just eject them out into space.
Nice. That's one way to do it.
As an example. The ship is made up of 30 cell blocks identical to this one. We house thousands of criminals. We can put the whole place in lockdown on a moment's notice. Nothing goes wrong here.
Well, as much as I like to talk, I'm gonna find my cargo, so...
Let's get on with this.
Have you had any escape attempts?
We're in space. They have nowhere to go, and they know it. But still, we exercise extreme caution. These are dangerous individuals. We have many ways to control the population. I'm going to confirm that the funds from Cerberus cleared. Our processing is straight down this hallway. Just keep going past the interrogation rooms and the Supermax wing. I'll catch up with you later, Shepard.
I don't really like that Warden.
He doesn't look like a very friendly guy.
Yeah, so the reason why we're going to this prison is we're going to acquire a squad mate called Subject Zero.
Okay.
And this is a pretty hardened prison, basically the worst criminals in the galaxy. So it's a pretty tough environment.
This guy wants to talk to you. Oh.
It's not a very pleasant place to stay.
No.
So something kind of goes wrong in the prison, and now you're gonna have to fight your way out. So I'm gonna show you some of the new combat systems in Mass Effect 2. I can do the quick map. And then if I aim at the enemy, I can actually fire off the power. So I can launch those right away. Just gonna punch this guy.
Good call. Oh, get behind cover.
Taking a lot of damage. So what I'm gonna do is, under Soldier class, we've got a brand new power for him. It's called Adrenaline Rush. I'm gonna launch that. It's gonna give me a slight advantage under the current battle conditions. And then I'm also gonna switch, let's try a different ammo type. Rips through shields and spreads synthetic targets. That's a disrupt ammo.
Sounds like a good one.
Let's see what it does to these guys. You notice that time's almost kind of slowed down a bit, so it makes it a little bit easier to shoot these guys.
And so it matters a lot more where you shoot the enemies on their body this time, right?
Definitely, yeah. It's we've got part-based damage, so you can actually inflict a lot more damage depending on where you hit them. Obviously, headshots are cause a lot more damage. So that's a quick glimpse of the brand new Normandy as well as the prison level.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed the sneak preview that we've shown you today.
Yeah, absolutely. Adrien, thank you very much. Before I let you go, one very last question for you. When is Mass Effect 2 out in stores and which platforms is it on?
Mass Effect 2 is coming out on the Xbox 360 and the PC January 26, 2010.
All right, thank you much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys for watching Now Playing. See you later.